welcome to a very special Point News interview. I'm reporter Wyatt Cree, and I'm here with Pittsburgh's very own Bambi, one of the 412's most renowned drag queens. So Bambi, thank you for being here today. I'm very excited.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I have to ask, because everyone's wondering, how are Flower and Thumper?
Dead.
It's been a while.
It's been a little bit.
Since like 1942, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. It's old school, yeah, you know.
I gotcha. And you've changed a lot since then, so clearly.
I have, you know. I've transitioned. It's gone a long way since then, yes.
Perfect. Well, let's get right into this little interview. First of all, we just kind of like to know why drag? What kind of stood out to you? What made this the right decision?
I was a Point Park student, and I was a theater student here at COPA. I'm one of the nice ones, I swear. And for me, it was, I wasn't getting out of the theater experience what I wanted. I wasn't able to play all the parts that I wanted. I felt as though I was typecasted when I got here and I wasn't able to transform, and drag gave me the opportunity to transform into whatever I wanted to be. That's what drag gave me. And it was also when I was a kid, I hid my gayness a lot. I only came out when I was 20. And from doing drag, I kind of got to let that gay out. I was able to not be afraid to be queer and not be afraid to be a little feminine, which I was kind of told to
So can you tell us a little bit about your first time in drag, maybe your first performance, first time going out? Were you a Halloween queen?
No, I'm actually a birthday queen. My birthday was on March 31st a few days ago. I've been doing drag now for 4 years, and my first time in drag was my 21st birthday. Why? I don't know. I go out, and it's during season 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and Alaska Thunder is performing, and she's at Blue Moon, her home bar, and she was watching the show, and Sharon Needles was there, and it was a lot of fun, and I came out to perform. My first number I ever did was a female cover of Nirvana's song Breed. I sang it live in a crop top, booty shorts, black wig, sang it live, got off the stage, got on the bar, kicked glasses off because I was told this is a punk bar. I get off the stage, drop the microphone, and I was almost banned my first time performing, and I was like, oh gosh. Well, that's an impression.
That's so funny. So you mentioned Sharon Needles and Alaska 5000, and they're kind of Pittsburgh's claim to fame for drag. So,
completely.
Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with them? Any funny stories?
Oh my gosh. I just saw Sharon last night, actually. Sharon and Alaska are, if they had a love child before the divorce, it would be me. Sharon is, she's what you would expect. You meet her, and she's just, stunning from the moment you see her. But she respects you more if you don't fan. If you're in Pittsburgh and you see her here and you just treat her like a person, she'll respect you that much more. When she's home, she likes to be Erin, who just does drag. When she's on the road, she's Sharon, but when she's back home, she likes to have that personal approach with people. Alaska doesn't get to come as often. She just came back to Blue Moon for the first time, maybe 3 years, as a surprise pop-up show. Maybe 20 people there, and it was beautiful. The funniest story I can probably say with Sharon would be her husband didn't come with her to the bar once, so I had to dress her. And the funniest thing I could probably ever think of is me watching Drag Race Season 4, biggest fan of her ever. And flash forward 3 years, I'm now drawing on her eyebrows and her lips as she's can't really stand up and she's too drunk to really move. And I'm wow, this is just full circle, man, really, really. Jesus.
That's so funny. So how has Bambi evolved since your first time in drag? Kind of what's your aesthetic? What do you like to go for?
My aesthetic would be, I really take a lot from androgynous figures like David Bowie, Grace Jones, Annie Lennox. I love that kind of feel, a very gender bent. I like to look at drag as I'm not woman, I'm not man, I'm more on the feminine side, but I don't like to do all the traditional things of drag. I don't like padding, I don't like pantyhose, I don't like a lot of things like that. Just hot, it's too much. Just sweat. I sweat a lot.
As comfy as possible.
As comfy. You know what? That's one word I hate with fashion. She looks comfy. You never want that, but I kind of don't mind it. Bambi's evolved from wanting to be a Sharon Needles impersonator to wanting to, find myself more. And I only found myself more because of things like this and articles I did for different papers and stuff. They would describe me in their way, and I would say, oh, I see that. Got it. That works, actually.
So what's next for you? Kind of, where do you see this drag career going? Would you ever audition for RuPaul's Drag Race, something like that?
I definitely would consider auditioning for the show, but I don't believe that should be any drag queen's end-all goal, because there's ways to make yourself successful without that show. Like, yes, it's an overnight success. It's like golden ticket. You are launched into the stratosphere of drag. However, there are queens that have done it without the show, like Peaches Christ, Sherry Vine, Divine, who even before Drag Race, before the internet, before anything like that, was a star of film, stage, and screen, and she was over like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So that is just like my thing. That's a big inspiration of mine.
And aside from yourself, how would you describe the Pittsburgh drag scene overall?
Oh my god, it's so cool. Pittsburgh's drag scene is like Seattle, where it's like it's known to be really weird, but we don't advertise. Pittsburgh's drag scene is a lot by location, because in a lot of cities like Philly and like Chicago, they have gay neighborhoods, like the Gayborhood or Boys Town. Pittsburgh, it's different gay bars in every single neighborhood. So by neighborhood, the drag changes. You go to Bloomfield or Lawrenceville, and you have like Tranny Shack, Vaudevillian, Glamour, Gore drag. Or then you go to downtown, like their Ultra Lounge right down the street, and you have like pageant, top 40 dancing queens. It's very cool. It's everything.
And do you have any drag children? Do you have a drag mother?
My drag mother is YouTube and Mrs. Doubtfire. Sharon considers herself like my dad because she drinks a lot. She's not always around, and it's very hard to impress her. I do have a drag child. Her name is Miss V. I adopted her maybe about a year ago, actually. She was my drag kid. And then I have another one named Orchid Bloomfield who just moved to Brazil. And they're both very stunning. The more or less, I didn't give them tips on like makeup and stuff like that. It was more like the idea of drag and like what it really means to be an entertainer and to think about it outside of just being wanting to be a pretty girl. You know, it's more than that.
And do you have an all-time favorite performance or experience in drag?
Or
maybe city you've performed in, place you've gone?
Favorite performance probably would be when Robin Williams passed away, we had a show called Night of a Thousand Doubtfires. And we all came in old lady drag, and all the money from the show went to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention because Robin Williams, you know. I ended up getting dressed up in all Mrs. Doubtfire drag, one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, like down to the T. I was her down boots. So I get on stage and we do Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith, and it was so much fun. I ended up crowd surfing across the crowd in like full padded old lady drag. I come back, throw a pie in my face. Amazing. I'm lactose intolerant. It was awful.
Oh my gosh.
And the crowd just cheers for like a solid like time, like 3 or 4 minutes, and I just cry through like the like cream on my face. It's the ugliest video ever. But it was such a good memory.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I host a segment called Fashion Riot with Wyatt, so I figured we would play a little game.
It rhymes.
Yes, of course. It's all about branding. So we're going to play a round of hit or miss, and we normally judge kind of looks. But for you, since I'm sure you'd like to be a little shady, I'm going to show you some pictures of some queens, whether they be drag queens or just queens in general.
Love that.
And hit if you love them and admire them, or miss if you'd rather just
So happy.
shove them aside.
This is great. Awesome.
Okay, so first up we have the current reigning winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. We have Bob the Drag Queen.
Hit.
Hit as well. All right, moving right on, we have Miss Britney Spears. Total hit for me. Oh, you have to defend yourself.
I love her for what she is. I think she's a great entertainer, like a drag queen. She lip syncs, she dances.
Yeah.
Lots of arms. She's like a Sharon. No legs, lots of arms though. All those arms. Sorry, girl.
And now we have kind of a queen who got success without Drag Race. We have Miss Bible Girl.
I knew you would.
You knew I would. Hit for me.
Hit for me too. Love you, girl.
Moving right along, another pop queen, we have Miss Lady Gaga.
Oh,
Total hit.
Total hit. No way. Buy
And you
Joanne on
did.
iTunes.
I was going to say, you've done
buy,
some Joanne looks.
Buy Joanne on iTunes. Oh my God, everything. She's my queen. Love her so much.
And someone who's coming to Pittsburgh at the end of this month, we have Katya Zamalachikova.
Hit.
Total
so
hit.
hard of a hit.
This is my favorite look of hers, that wig. That
It's
mushroom.
so ugly, but she makes it so good.
So right.
It's so good.
And now we have a little pop queen, Miss Ariana Grande.
Oh my God, hit. Oh my
Hit.
gosh. Complete
Thank
hit for me.
gosh.
No one makes a pony look as good. No one.
No one could.
She's.
And we have a competitor on the, what season is it right now?
Season
Season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race. We have Miss Valentina.
You know what? I'm gonna say at first it was a miss for me. At first I was like, who is this? Her brows and boy are terrible.
I completely agree.
But now it's a hit for me actually, because I'm like, You know what? She's really charming.
Personality, completely. And we have Pittsburgh's very own Christina Aguilera.
Miss for me too. No, ugly personality, great voice. Sorry, girl.
Ugly personality. And now we have the mother of them all, Miss RuPaul.
Hit.
You have to.
You can't not. It's
and last but not least, the Queen of the United States currently, Donald Trump.
No.
That's a miss.
No, that's a miss.
Well, that was fun. Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Where can everyone find you? Social media.
Social media wise, you can find me at Bambi Queen. That's BAMBIQW. I'm fun. EEN on everything. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Craigslist, Farmers Only, BlackPeopleMeet.com, all that.
Where will you be next? Where are you performing next?
Next, I will be this Saturday at Blue Moon Bar on Bartlett Street. We're doing a show called Netflix and Chill. You can find me being 11 from Stranger Things. I'm not shaving my head, though, long wig.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much. This was so fun.
Thank you so much. I had a great time with you, babe.
Yeah, thanks.